this guy serious right now? What a douche. Look at him.
So we're going to the homebrew store. Gonna do something weird today. Just gonna hodgepodge it a bit. I have some leftover grains. I'm gonna go in and just randomly choose some hops. Choose some more grain if I want. Maybe choose a couple of yeast strains. I don't know. All right, I got 2.8 ounces of my grain bill left over from my last brew day that I didn't use. 6 ounces of flaked rye, just to add element to it. And 0.5 ounces of peat, smoked peat malt. 0.25 ounces of Pilgrim. And 1 ounce of spalt. Okay, so this is roughly what I'm going to get. I'm obviously not going to care too much if I don't hit these targets. But this is my grains adjusted. I added some flaked rye. I added my peat smoke. Those are my hops I have. I'll do 0.25 ounces of Pilgrim at 60 and 1 ounce of spalt at 15 minutes in the boil. And the yeast I'm using is the US-05 there. So this is roughly what my specs are here. A 1094 roughly, 78 IBUs, 21 SRM, and 9% roughly alcohol. I've been wanting to do a barley wine since last time I tried one, which was like about 2 years ago. They never carbonated. I now know how to carbonate higher alcohol beer due to my test with my champagne beer. I'm going to at least try the same thing, and in theory it should work the same way, where I take a little bit of yeast and I actually add it into a starter that has the beer that I want to bottle condition with. And you basically acclimate it to that environment, and you add that starter that you made with the priming sugar, and that should work. Obviously, this is not true to style. There's peat malt in this. I might crush it up a little bit with like a roller or something, but yeah, it's unmilled. It's gonna be a little rye in this too, so it's like a weird smoked rye, crazy American barley wine. Pumped. So I'm not going to add any distilled water to this. I'm going to just go full bore, 2 gallons, carbon filtered water. I'm not going to cut it in half with distilled water like I usually do because my water is pretty hard and I actually have a lot of sulfates in my water. I actually kind of want this to enhance the bitterness a little bit. So I'm going to leave it, and if my pH is too high, which is likely, I'll just cut it down with lactic acid. Should be good. Okay, so I have 1.5 gallons here. I did prepare to throw a little more sparge water into this. I'm not going to heat it up. I know you can do this. I've heard it done a few times. You put 85% of your water into a mash for your full batch, and then you add the rest of your sparge water cold. So that's basically what I have now. It's probably closer to 90% here. $10.41. So considering that I had this grain sitting around for a week, and considering that this isn't a style, I'll take it. The post-boil set is supposed to be around 1095-ish. I don't think it'll get there, but yeah, I was having fun today, so I'm not worried about it. $10.78. I think I just had an efficiency issue today. It does happen. I've threatened to get my own grain mill for a while now. I'm very, very close to doing so. If I can invest in a chest freezer, I can invest in a grain mill, like $100 online, like already built. Because I'm swinging around way too much. I mean, this has 61% efficiency. I should start a lot higher. I should start closer to like 1050 on my pre-boil gravity. I do like not sparging, but I have noticed that about every other time I have really bad efficiency. So I need to fix that. And by fixing it, I think I'll just go back to sparging for a while, because I did a couple no sparges for a while, and my efficiency is just suffering too much for what I like. I want to be a little more in control. I like to know where I'm at. So this is technically not going to end up being a barley wine. I'm just under what it should be. I think the starting barley wine, at least as far as the BJCP guide goes, is 1080 for our starting gravity. So this is something else entirely. This is like a weird, extremely hoppy strong ale. The IBUs are, according to the calculations, at 105. So we can call it like a smoked rye hoppy strong ale. That sounds good, right? I'm gonna put some ice that I have in my freezer, whatever I have of it, into this, and then chill this down the rest of the way. It's already at about 95, 90 degrees Fahrenheit range. So yeah, hopefully the ice I do have will chill this down the rest of the way. Just hoping. There's ice balls in here somewhere. There's some ice there. Some ice there. This goes in here. Alright, I'm going to let this just run out through the pump here. The water definitely feels colder than it did through the tap. I just splashed water into my wort. It's alright. It's not sanitized, so that might be contaminated. Oh, more water splashed in. I do have an extra thermometer. See where I'm at here. Strung at 70. I'd rather be at like 60 degrees Fahrenheit, but it is what it is. I like to get this normally to like 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I think this is as cold as I can get this water. Yeah, it's at like 67, 68 range. So it's fine. I'll have to recycle this back in at some point soon. The good news is I'm already at 80 degrees Fahrenheit, so that dropped down 10 degrees pretty quick. So whatever was coming out of the tap was obviously a lot warmer. Once I get down to about 78 degrees Fahrenheit, in that range, I'm going to just pitch the yeast. This has been sitting outside in the elements. By elements, I mean the heat of my garage for the last week. This is the IPA I just made. And I'm just going to pitch the slurry into this. Not all of it, but this isn't a beer anyway, so I'm just kind of going nuts right now. Yeah, so normally one wouldn't, more water just got in, by the way. Normally one would never pitch this warm for their yeast. But because I'm feeling a little crazy today, and because I'm kind of hodgepodging this, I just want to see what happens. But don't do that. It's not a good idea. Pitch it at the temp it's recommended, because you'll get cleaner flavors that way. Whoa, I just got serious for a second. Well, that's about the volume I was going for. It looks to be about 0.75, 0.8 in that range. The gallon's like right about there. So, it's close. Yes, that's some yeast to this puppy. This is the big hoppy goopy mess in here. That should be enough. You know what? I'm not even gonna give this a shot of oxygen. I should. Normally I give this some oxygen with my oxygen tank and my stone. But I'm not gonna do it this time. I'm just gonna swirl it around, give it a good shake. And if it suffers and nothing's really happening by tomorrow, like the end of the day tomorrow, I might put some oxygen into it. But it should be good. I might just give it a little swirl too. Later on, nothing happens, but